Number 4. Privet Drive operates on a strict, unyielding philosophy. The Dursley family weaponizes middle-class conformity, using a manicured lawn and a spotless kitchen as a defensive shield against anything they fail to understand. Living under this roof means erasing any trace of abnormality. Harry's very existence and his connection to magic is treated as a toxic secret that threatens to destroy the Dursleys' carefully curated social standing if it ever gets out. Within this environment, the Dursleys treat Harry's very existence as a criminal offense, a violation of the neighborhood's silent agreement to be perfectly ordinary. Every day requires a performance of docility to appease a family that despises him. The Ministry of Magic adds a layer of legal peril to this isolation. Their strict prohibition on underage sorcery means a single emotional outburst could lead to Harry's immediate expulsion from school. He is trapped in a psychological vacuum. The cost of expressing his true self, even accidentally, is losing his place in the magical world entirely. Aunt Marge arrives as an invasive force, an environmental stress test perfectly calibrated to destroy Harry's restraint. Her history with Harry is defined by outright cruelty. She once used her walking stick to whack a 5-year-old's shins, and on another visit allowed her bulldog to chase him up a tree, keeping him trapped there until past midnight. This visit comes with a specific ultimatum. Harry must remain perfectly silent and act completely normal for 1 entire week to earn Uncle Vernon's signature on his school permission form. The verbal assault begins almost immediately. Within moments of sitting down, Marge pivots to attacking Harry's dead parents, labeling them as burdens on hardworking people. The stakes are locked in place. Harry is trapped in a house with a relentless tormentor, legally forbidden from using magic to defend himself, while his only chance for future happiness at school is held directly hostage by his abusers. Fast forward to the final evening of the visit. Aunt Petunia prepares a fancy dinner. On the surface, it's a picture of domestic success. Underneath, the tension is suffocating. The catalyst for the final break sits right on the table. Throughout the meal, Uncle Vernon uncorks several bottles of wine, followed quickly by a bottle of brandy. As Marge drinks, her inhibitions dissolve. This dual-axis graph models the rhythm of abuse. The red line tracks the pressure. As Marge consumes more alcohol, her insults shift to direct surgical attacks. Meanwhile, the blue line representing Harry's containment capacity begins to crack. All the while, Uncle Vernon drones on with stories about his drill-mating company. It creates a surreal, monotonous background hum that isolates Harry into his own growing panic. The dining room has transformed into a mechanical pressure cooker. The continuous psychological abuse is rapidly exceeding the system's ability to vent it safely. Focus on Harry's internal state. He stares at his plate, experiencing the visceral, physical sensation of mounting anger, a strange, high-pitched ringing echoing in his ears. He attempts a specific containment strategy. He forces his mind to recite technical trivia from his handbook of do-it-yourself broom care, using the dry instructions to drown out the noise in the room. This visualization represents that mental firewall. Harry is relying on deep mental compartmentalization, layering geometric blocks of objective facts to block out the jagged, traumatic sound waves of Marge's voice. But the firewall is fragile. The sheer volume and frequency of the incoming abuse begin tearing the protective text apart. The logic is crumbling under the emotional weight. And then comes the mechanical failure, the exact moment he desperately reaches for the next line in the handbook and finds nothing. His focus snaps. Aunt Marge loudly interprets Harry's silent, glazed look as proof of a mental defect. The tragic reality is that we are watching the visible strain of a child attempting an impossible psychological feat, right at the absolute point of failure. The final provocation arrives. Marge launches a direct, dehumanizing insult at Harry's mother, equating her to a badly bred dog that should be put down. This highly specific attack bypasses every remaining logical defense Harry has built. It strikes directly at his core identity, piercing him like one of Vernon's drills. And the system violently equalizes. The pressure finds its release. The body equalizes internal emotional pressure with the external world through a primal, involuntary reflex. The energy violently forces its way out. The Dursleys' rigidly constructed box of normalcy was simply a container too small for the pressure building inside him. Harry immediately retreats to the hallway, gasping for air. The reality sets in quickly. He has broken the law, his form remains unsigned, and he is now effectively a fugitive from the Ministry. Yet this absolute legal disaster is paired with a massive psychological victory. For the first time in years, the crushing, suffocating pressure inside him has been vented. The incident highlights how his magic remains tethered directly to his emotional state, a force that reacts immediately when his logical defenses fail. This makes the Dursleys' goal of suppressing his nature a physical impossibility. You can bully a person, you can starve them of affection, and you can demand they remain silent. But the true self is an elemental force, and it will eventually, inevitably, shatter any cage built to contain it.